where we're going to show you a general product site. Marketplace is where you make money when buyers and sellers connect. So when you're starting with a basic product site, then your users are going to offer to sell items, and then other users can buy items while you make money on a transactional basis. Out of the box starter site for product sites. So what that means is this is how the framework comes if you do not modify it. Are you able to make modifications? Absolutely. Would you need to submit those in writing for quoting? Yes. We're not going to talk about that on the demo. What we're just going to talk about is what comes out of the box if you order the starter site today. One thing to be mindful of is that this is a peer-to-peer framework. It's not designed to be B2C, B2B. It's designed to be peer-to-peer. Now, of course, we can modify and enhance it to make it more of a B2C experience. But again, today what we're focusing on is the peer-to-peer marketplace. So what you'll notice on the landing page is a main photo that you can update at will. You've got your logo here, a quick tagline, a keyword search bar, a call to action to become a seller, call to action to become a buyer. You've got different sortings for different categories. So if you're a shopper and you just want to shop shoes, then this will already take you to the browse page pre-sorted based on shoes. I can read how the site works. Quick 1, 2, 3. Oh, that makes sense. That sounds great. Or I can access the About Us page, the terms and services, the frequently asked questions, or the contact us. Basically, all of that is right there on the home page. So if we want to go through the experience here and we want to register on the site, then this is the information that's going to be required. So I'm going to just go ahead and enter my display name, my city, and then I'm going to sign up on the site. Now I'm in the site, so of course I don't have any products. That makes sense. I just joined the site. I don't have anything yet. I don't have any transactions. I don't have anything in my settings. I don't have any wants, and I don't have any messages. So if I did want to become a seller, then obviously the natural thing for me to do is go ahead and start adding my products. So if this is peer-to-peer, then I'm adding, of course, one at a time. I'm describing what the name is. I'm describing, of course, what the item description might be, my refund policy. I can go through and select the categories. Only categories available are ones that the site admin has created. They only want this site to sell clothing, handbags, jewelry, and shoes. So I can't sell my couch on here because furniture is not a category. I can pick my value. And then I can toggle between shipping, so I can set the dimension of the package so that you can get USPS real-time shipping rates, attach any PDFs, any videos, any photos that might be necessary for this item, and then based on the category I choose, there will be custom questions. So if I did choose handbag, then the questions that the site admin wanted to set up is what is the type of handbag? Option might be these 4 varieties of purses. The branding might be designer or off-brand. The material, man-made material maybe. All these here are basically the filtering criteria for the buyer, so that's why these are very important. And again, the site admin sets these up. So these will link the subcategories and the tags in the site. So if someone just wants to shop for a crossbody purse, then anyone that has an item with this tag to them, those results will populate. So this is just your basic product detail listing page. Once it's all complete, then the product may be added. There's no sort of verification or anything specific in here. This is just your basic product. Again, you're trying to promote as many sellers as possible. So in here, I can go ahead and set up my name, first name, last name, display name, location, set up a profile photo. And then right here is where I want to set up my accounting information. So this is how I can get paid as a seller. The transaction model is, again, what we're implementing for the product site. So what that means is when that purse sells, if the site admin wants to take 5%, 10%, or 15%, all that's fine. That money will be taken before it's passed out to the seller. And then the seller's information here, as far as the banking provider they have, their ACH or their routing number, that's how they are going to ultimately get paid. So in here I can check my messages. I can also see what kind of wants might be matched and posted, and I'll get to that in a minute. But let's jump through and look at this site as if we're a buyer. So if we want to shop the site again, remember we discussed we can filter it. So if we wanted to look at just handbags and just crossbodies, we could look at the search criteria for just that. And then it would really dial it down to, okay, which one do I really want, and allow them to click on the item to see further details. And they'll see the description, the title, any other photos associated, see how that looks, and then they have the option to either buy it now or add it to the shopping cart. If they do want to ask the seller a question, they can contact them directly. They can read their return policy. None. There's no way to return this, so maybe I need to ask a question now, or they could calculate the shipping rate. So this means that the seller has agreed to USPS shipping, so I can type in my address and see what that's going to cost. Obviously there's no reviews yet, so I'm not sure about this item, but it looks pretty nice, so I could essentially buy it. And then here again are those linking. The type is going to be a crossbody and a tote, the branding, and the condition. It's barely used. It's nearly brand new. So I have all the data that I need to make a decision, and I can basically add it. So obviously the user experience here, if I add it to the cart first and then go to checkout, I can, or I can just buy now if I know I only want to buy this one thing. And I can see who the sender is, the subtotal. I can take it out if I change my mind. I can continue shopping. I can also just go straight to checkout. So if I do go to checkout, of course it's going to ask me for my shipping details. Then it will ask the speed of my delivery, and then I can pay for it. But to save time, we don't need to go through that. To know what you can and cannot control and what you can and cannot access. Again, I talked about this landing page where you can do your main photos. All of these background photos, all of this text is completely editable by the admin, all through the admin panel. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Again, you can always customize it if you need to. Those requests, you just need to get the 175 plan, so then you can start making modifications. You don't need to maybe modify it right away. If you want to launch the site as is, then just do that starter site, get it going, and then when you decide what you might want to add or enhance, then you can let us know as business goes on. But either way, this site, once you order it, it will come to you in 1 to 3 days via email. And again, it will be like a blank template, and you go ahead and just put in all your content and all of your categories and all of your data, and you're good to go. You can start adding users and start selling, getting users to sell right away. Thanks.